Hello everyone, welcome to this edition of the Cloverdale Colts U18A2 Highlights Show. Today we're going to be looking at highlights from the Colts playing in Mission against the team from Mission, the A1 squad. This happened on Saturday, December 7th in the afternoon. And the fact that this is an afternoon game is significant because the Colts have played the two nights prior to this. So this will be their third game in about 36 hours, and they got off the ice at 11:30 the night prior to this. So it's a tight turnaround for the Colts, kind of a mini tournament, and they'll be taking on Mission, who is the first place team in the division, and they are rested. These two teams also played each other two nights prior, and the Colts beat Mission in that game 6-2, an excellent outing for the Colts. So for sure, Mission will be looking for retribution here today. Similarly to when these two teams played each other two nights prior, both teams today will be in dark jerseys, which can make the highlight package a little hard to follow. But the Colts will be in the blue jerseys on the left side of the screen to start this game, and Mission will be in black jerseys on the right side of the screen. Max will get the start for the Colts tonight. The Colts will also be without two forwards, Mitchell Anderson and Lyndon Fraser, both ill and unable to play here today. So the Colts will have 9 forwards and their full complement of 6 defense. So let's head to the first period highlights. We're going to start this one off with Mission working the puck down low. Tyler steals it, and as he's skating up through the Colts zone, he gets hooked and hauled down, and that's going to be a power play early for the Colts. They're unsuccessful on that one, but Mission's going to continue their undisciplined play as we see Jesse come across the line, and the defenseman steps up, gets the knee out. That's going to be a tripping penalty. So here we are, Colts on their second power play early in this game, looking to get off to an early lead. It's going to go over to Patrick. He's going to put that shot on net. There's a good screen in front, but the goalie does turn it aside. Mission's going to get the best chance on this power play, though, as you see the puck get turned over at the point. That's going to be a breakaway down that way for 93, but Max sticks with him, closes the 5-hole, keeps the puck out. The Colts do get this good chance, and a 3-on-1 on that end of that power play. Zach gets it in the high slot, but he puts the puck over the net, and it looks like it goes out of the zone. Here we see Mission down low, trying to move the puck out, and as Zach comes in for a body check, you can see the Mission player bring the stick down upon him. So Mission takes yet another penalty. And as the Colts are trying to come in, we see Noah come in a little bit late there, and the puck had trickled away from that Mission player, and the referee is going to deem that enough after the puck had been gone to be an interference penalty. So now we're 4-on-4 action. Colts keep coming. They're going to find this over Bryson on the left side. He had space up high above the glove, looking for his first goal of the season, but it sails just over the crossbar. A sloppy breakout play here on the power play again gets another shorthanded opportunity for Mission. Again, though, Max thwarts them. Here they see the Colts coming up the other way. They're going to come on the right side, and as that player steps up on the blue line, Zach stands tall and sends him down. Play down in the Colts zone along the wall. Some good hard checking, but they kind of overplay the puck a bit there and allow the Mission player to step off the wall with no players in defensive position and get another good shot on net. Mission keeps coming. There's a shot that's tipped. That player pulls it to the forehand and tries to slide it into the empty net, but can't find a way to get it past Max. Now we see Karn rushing up ice on the right side, throws a puck to the net, and as he goes to retrieve it behind the net, he throws it with the backhand out front. Trevor gets it and directs a shot on net. Mission goalie makes the save. Mission with a nice little give and go here, right in the slot, but Zach comes down from the far side, weak side winger coming down with his stick to prevent a further grade A chance from Mission, and that's going to send us scoreless to the second period. Mission's going to get the first chance of the second period as they neatly chip that by the pinching defender, go in 2-on-1, but Max is up to the cause and makes the save. Now it's going to be Mission's turn on the power play as Jesse gets a stick a little bit high on that body check, and the ref's going to deem that enough to call a penalty. However, as they work it around the outside, watch in front of the net right there, the Mission player sweeps Max's foot out. The referee catches it, and that's going to be a goaltender interference penalty, and we're going to send us back to 4-on-4 hockey. That's going to eventually turn into a short power play for the Colts, and here we see them on that power play. Arjun down low, throws it towards the front of the net, and he bats it out front, and that player in front gets a good shot, but the goalie makes the save. Colts are now working off an offensive zone faceoff. The puck's going to get kept in, and Tyler's going to take it low, and he's going to slide it across to Jesse, who's looking back door, and he lifts that over the leg of the Mission goalie, and the Colts have a 1-0 lead early in the second period. And you can see in this replay the goalie having pushed the net off, but the referee deems that was going to go in either way, so it is a good goal. Colts are up. Next, we see a nice body check by Zach on the forecheck, but Mission's going to come down the other way, try to deke through. So the puck's going to go to the corner, and they're going to try to find this defenseman who's coming up, and the puck gets knocked to the player that was in the corner, forgotten about there, and he shoots it into the net past Max on the short side, and Mission has quickly tied this game back up at 1. The Colts are now back on the attack, trying to get the lead. There's a shot over the net, and as Mission fans on it, trying to get it out, Arjun's stick breaks and goes flying. It does get kept in at the point, and as the Colts player goes to the net looking for a rebound, you can see the Mission player cross-check him, and that's going to be a power play for the Colts. So here they are on the power play. Jordan tries an ill-advised back pass through his legs, and he has to then take an interference penalty to prevent the Mission player from going in alone. So now it's 4-on-4. Here's the Colts bouncing that puck off the wall, goes out to the Mission player at center ice, who tries to move it back in and gets stood up at the line by Karn, but the ref's going to call that a charge, and so another penalty for the Colts, and it's going to be 4-on-3 for Mission. They're going to get this chance off the draw, but Max makes a nice save with the glove to keep it out. That power play is going to transition into a 5-on-3 for Mission, and they're going to get multiple looks at the net as the puck gets ping-ponged back and forth, and Max is there every time to keep the puck out, and the Colts staying in a nice tight triangle in front of the net. Power play continues. Now it's a 5-on-4, and there's a nice play across, but Max slides across and gets the right leg on it and turns it aside. Having killed the penalty, the Colts are on the attack, and here's a pass out front to Arjun. He gets a good shot on that, and as he takes that shot, he's taken down by the defenseman in front of the net, and as Mission gets possession in the corner, it's going to be a penalty for tripping, and that's going to put the Colts on the power play. But unfortunately, the best chance of this power play is going to come on this opportunity by Mission as they cut in front, take the shot, but the save is made. Back on the attack now. Mission's coming down the right side. They're going to come in and go far side. Max can't slide across and get a blocker on that, and it's going to go in inside the post, and it's going to be 2-1 now for Mission. Trying again. They're looking like the same play, but this time, instead of a shot, it's a pass across, but that's unable to connect with the Mission player. Here's Orson carrying the puck, trying to break out of his own zone. He's going to bobble it, and that's going to get turned over to the Mission player, but Max is there to make a save. Max doing his best to keep the Colts in this game. That's going to result in this 2-on-1, and Zach gets a good look. He had some space there, high blocker, but he's unable to hit that spot. Mission coming back the other way, a perfectly executed 3-on-2 where they set up the high guy and take out the defenseman and get a good chance, but again, Max turns it aside. Colts are still looking to tie this one. This puck's going to come to the point. Patrick's going to whip it on net, and the rebound's going to come right out to Arjun, but that finds a way to bounce over his stick. Here's a strange play where Mission puts the puck up high, and as the Mission player reaches up to grab it, falls, so Patrick pinches in on him, and they swipe it to center, and that's going to get passed up for a breakaway. And Max has had some practice with those in this game, so he makes the save yet again. With only 3 seconds left in the second period, there's a face-off in the Colts zone, but watch in front of the net right here. This player is going to poke at the skates of the Colts player and send him down. A very undisciplined and stupid penalty as the period ends. Mission's going to start the period with some sustained pressure in the Colts zone. They're going to work it at the point, put it on net, and that's rebound out to the other point. They're going to put that on as well. That's going to bounce right to a Mission player in front who's going to deposit it on the blocker side, and Mission has now stretched their lead to 3-1. The Colts are going to rebound quickly, though, as the camera catches up to Arjun, picking up the puck down low, whips it at the net, and it sneaks through on the short side. And the Colts have gotten this back to within 1. It's 3-2 as we see this in slow motion. Not a lot of room on the side of the net there, but the goalie fumbles it and it makes its way through, and it's a close game. But that 1-goal difference doesn't last for long. Again, we see Mission working down low. 2 Colts pin a player and allow the other Mission player to pick up the puck and bring it out front where they slide it past the goalie, and it's now 4-2 for Mission, regaining that 2-goal lead. You can start to see tiredness creeping into the Colts game after 3 games in 2.5 days. On the left side of the screen, we just saw Zach get tripped up right in front of the referee, and he's going to get up from that and chase across the ice and get entangled with another Mission player, and that's going to be coincidental roughing penalties for those 2 players. More penalty trouble here Here's Orson going in for a rebound in the corner, and 2 Mission players come at him, and that's going to be a interference penalty for Mission that ultimately the Colts couldn't capitalize on. And now it's their turn to give Mission a power play, where you see with the cross check in front of the net by Orson. That's going to result in a power play for Mission. And that's going to result in this sequence of high danger chances for Mission. First, this one that gets put out front, and then the player on the back door brings it to the forehand and tries to slide it in the empty net. Max does amazingly to get across and make the save there. And then there's a third chance from right in front that Riley deflects over the net. Off a draw in their own zone, the Colts put it up ice, and it deflects off of the Mission player, and it results in a 2-on-1. Arjun puts it across to Jesse, and he pulls it to the backhand, but the Mission goalie gets the pad down and makes the save. This next section is going to be difficult to see due to the distortion in the glass, but the players are going to come together, that being Jesse for the Colts, and he's going to strike the Mission player in the head, and that's going to result in a 4-minute head contact penalty for Jesse. Notable because that will put him over the threshold that he will be suspended for the following game for too many head contact penalties. And the penalty parade is going to continue as we see the Mission player hook Seth as he's chasing a loose puck there in the neutral zone. And while the play is 4-on-4, Mission's going to get this chance where they go wide around the defender, around the poke check, but they can't slide it in past the post. Puck goes wide on the left side. Mission working again. Here's a shot from out high. Rebound pops out to another Mission player who puts it back on net, and the rebound pops out again to another Mission player in the high slot. And this time Max gloves it and gets a whistle while the Colts are there killing a penalty. The Colts are eventually going to run out of time. Here you see they have their goalie pulled, and Mission's going to put that into the empty net and turn this into a 5-2 game. So Mission will get revenge for the loss they had against the Colts 2 nights previous. This will also break the undefeated streak the Colts were on, having had 3 wins and a tie in their last 4 games. So the first loss in 5 games, but a valiant effort considering the tough schedule they had, having played a game late the night before and a game the previous night. Let's have a look at the stats for today's game. You see Arjun, Jesse, and Tyler doing all the damage on the score sheet, and Max having a nice outing in net to keep the team in the game. Let's have a look at the overall stats for the season now. Jesse and Arjun each getting their 16th goal of the season here in today's game. And we'll have a look at the standings to see what this did. Cloverdale did get their sportsmanship point today, whereas Mission did not. So you see Cloverdale now moving up the standings within reach of catching Vancouver and Semiahmoo. And they have a string of games against teams they're looking to catch. So we look at the schedule remaining before Christmas, and we see they play the Ridge Meadows team behind them in last place. That's a team they've actually lost to in the tiering game. So the Colts will be looking for revenge in that game. And we'll be there to show you what happens. See you then.